you all know that Fiat's performance brand Abarth is all set to make an Indian debut in August. And heralding that charge is this car, the Fiat 500-based Abarth 595 Competizione. Now, the last time I drove this car, it was on a cold, rainy day in Japan. But that drive was only meant to give us an inkling of just what this car is capable of. Today we are here in India with the car once again on the not so cold, not so rainy day. And this is the perfect place to see whether this car can really impress us on our home turf.
When it comes to design, the 595 Competizione is a quirky and wonderful little thing. It's a strange paradox where cute meets sporty, done in a way that's very unique. And it certainly doesn't look like anything that we have seen on Indian roads before, except of course the Fiat 500, on which the Competizione is built. With its length not much more than a Maruti Celerio, but much wider track and lower height, combined with its curvaceous retro lines sitting low to the ground, the 595 almost looks like a caricature of a small sports car. And then there are those massive 18-inch alloy wheels, which can only be described in one word, which starts with an S and ends with XE. Even in this dullish grey color, the 595 managed to draw a crowd of onlookers wherever we went. So just imagine how hot it would look in a brighter color such as red.
Now, the Fiat 500 is already a very cute design, but all this extra muscle that the 595 carries in terms of its flared wheel arches and big wheels lends it a very endearing quality. It's almost like a little Mighty Mouse this. Surprisingly, there are no Fiat badges anywhere on this car, just lots and lots of scorpions.
Ooh.
So now it's time to put the metaphorical pedal to the metal. Now, the 595 is as cute on the inside as it is on the out. It's got a lovely retro theme going on in here on the dashboard, and of course we've got the all black interior. You can also get this in a two-tone, I think, which looks absolutely fabulous. What's also very interesting is the instrument cluster. Now, it might look retro at first glance, but it's thoroughly modern. It's an all LCD unit and it can display a variety of information at the touch of a button. And plus, you got the sunroof up here, a nice luxurious touch. The driving position in this car is sporty thanks to two things. Firstly, this flat-bottomed steering wheel. Not only is it gorgeous to behold, but it's also great to hold. It's got lots of grip, it's well contoured, you can hold it really well, checking the car into corners. It's a lovely touch. And second are these racing seats from Sabel. They provide lots of lateral support and they're actually quite comfortable too if you're normal sized. If you're XL like me, okay, 2XL like me, then they might be a bit of a squeeze. What I would also like on this car is basically seat height adjust. For me right now, my head is a little too close to the ceiling and I don't like it too much.
Powering this little Cinquecento is Fiat's 1.4-litre 16-valve T-Jet engine, which thanks to a larger turbocharger and higher performance ECU, makes 160 PS of power. This power is sent to its front wheels through a 5-speed automated manual gearbox. At a mechanical level, this gearbox is identical to the one from the manual version of the car. The big change lies in the way it is operated. This robotized manual features an automated clutch and gear change program, but switch it into its manual mode and you can still shift gears yourself using the steering wheel mounted paddles. The suspension too has been specially tuned by Abarth, and those big 18-inch rims are shod with sticky Pirelli P0 tires for better handling.
Now we come to the meat of the matter, performance. With 160 PS on tap, in a car that weighs just 1155 kilos, acceleration is brisk, but not mind-blowing. 0 to 100 comes up in about 7.5 seconds. and the car will eventually hit a top speed of well over 200 kilometers per hour. But of course, acceleration and top speed aren't the be-all and end-all of performance. The 595 handles brilliantly as well. It's quick to turn in, it's quite precise, and it's good fun chucking this car around corners. But before we delve deeper into the performance aspect, I found a couple of buttons on the dashboard and I wonder what they do.
Now while the Abarth TZ motor normally makes 201 Nm of torque, push that sport button and the turbo provides more boost, taking that figure up to 230 Nm. And it's not just the extra torque from the motor. The steering also stiffens up, giving you a lot more precision to steer into corners. The TTC button is an interesting bit of kit as well. Short for torque transfer control, it enables the 595 to control wheel spin during cornering by braking individual wheels rather than cutting engine power. This lets you take corners with a lot more speed and helps the Competizione feel a lot nimbler than most front-wheel drive cars.
With all the right buttons pushed, believe it or not, the 595 becomes even more fun to drive. With that extra weight in the steering, it feels a lot more precise and a lot more fun checking it around corners. Of course, there is a bit of turbo lag. You have to keep the revs about 2500 RPM to make the most of it. But of course, that's not a big problem considering how eager this motor is to rev. But the biggest letdown in this car is its automated manual gearbox. Allow me to demonstrate. I put the gearbox in manual mode. I'm in second gear and I'm going to go for a gear change now and click, and that's third. It's very laggy and it's also quite jerky. I think that gearbox really dampens what otherwise is a very fun car to drive. Fiat, please get the manual version that we drove in Japan to India. The other Achilles heel of this 595 is its suspension setup. Now don't get me wrong, it's set up perfectly for good cornering fun on a twisty mountain road or a racetrack, but all that handling comes at the cost of ride quality. It's simply atrocious over bumpy and broken roads. That ultra hard suspension along with those ultra thin 40 profile tires make you believe that you're going to break either the car or your back when you're going over bumps. But if you've got a smooth road, then very few cars are as much fun as this 595. So that is the Abarth 595 Competizione in a nutshell. Not a practical car by any means, but a thoroughly entertaining one. If you like your cars cute with a side order of cheekiness, it really is difficult to do better than this car. But of course, all that fun and cheekiness comes at a price. The 595 will come to India as a CBU, which means it will be quite expensive, somewhere in the price bracket of rupees 25 to 30 lakhs. So maybe it's not everyone's cup of tea. But this is only meant to be a precursor to more affordable hot hatches from Fiat in the near future, like the Punto Abarth, which will be made completely in India. So that might even hit that magical price bracket of rupees 10 lakhs. And that is a car that all of us can look forward to driving.